Hello everybody, my name is Geko, and this is territorial.io. We are doing some more 1v1 games today. Before we get started, I just want to do a quick shout out for Jelly Belly, my first Patreon, who has decided that it is worth his hard-earned cash to donate to the channel to help me along on my journey, and I want to just take a moment to thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. If you'd like your name to be thrown up here, maybe consider becoming a Patreon. There's a link in the description below. But enough of that jib-jab-jabble, let's get right into the game. Before this game launches, I do want to take a second to thank King DM and Green Biscuit for commenting on my last video, giving me some suggestions on how I can improve. Mainly that I need to be attacking with a smaller percentage when I'm attacking bots. So that'll be kind of my goal for today, is to focus on having a smaller percentage on attacks. And it does look like we're going to be going on the Caucasia map, which will be a first for me doing a 1v1 on a Caucasia. So with the giant lake in the middle, that's going to be... now, is that a lake or an ocean? Let me know in the comments. But I guess it's probably an ocean, right? I'm not sure. Is it a sea and not an ocean? So let's see here. I got to choose quickly. I'm thinking about going up over here just because there's a lot of open space up here. I have a lot to work with. We're going to start off at 25%, expand, and we're watching our tick bar up here. You got your balance bar, and there's ticks on either side. And my keyboard isn't doing the thing. What's going on? That's not good. I'm trying to expand at the halfway mark on the tick bar. On either side of the balance bar, you see two bars counting up, and I am trying to do it at the halfway mark because we want to finish expanding by the time that we hit the top bar. Why is my keyboard not responding? That's not good. I wish I figured that out before I started recording. I'm going to go ahead and reinforce some of these attacks and hopefully make that squeeze. I did not make that squeeze, but that's okay. We're waiting for 55 seconds, and like I said, I'm going to drop down. That's going to be about 6-7%. And we're almost to the 55-second mark. I'm going to go ahead and start pushing in on some bots here. And see, this is what I was concerned about. I feel like when I'm doing about a 7% attack, a lot of my attacks on bots aren't really going to go anywhere. I will be saving up more points as we move forward, but I'm concerned that I'm not growing fast enough. And we could even take a look at our opponent, who is quite large right now. So that's a little bit worrisome for me, especially with this being on a new map. But I'm taking the advice and I'm running with it. We're going to see what happens. If nothing else, it'll be an opportunity for us to learn something and expand our knowledge. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of use a tactic where I'm going to kind of cut off the corner to my top left and kind of trap those bots in. That way I can come back later for them. I don't have to worry so much about them right now. I shouldn't have reinforced that attack I did, or that one right there. I am catching up quite faster than I thought I might, though, so that's nice. Waiting to jump across this border here. That's no good. And we're doing quite well right now. We have a whole lot more points than Vinny has, as well as we are expanding quite quickly here. So quite satisfied. So maybe my worry was in the wrong place there, because definitely this smaller percentage attack is definitely taking me a bit further here. Go ahead and jump over across these little lakes and keep working on these bots. This is definitely the most growth I've ever had to do on a bot situation here, and that's pretty interesting. Vinny is getting quite large. As long as I can get around him on the north end, though, I should be good. This bot is giving me some troubles, though. And as long as we can maintain our lead here, I think that we're going to be pretty good. We are already quite a bit stronger than he is. I'm going to wait just a few more seconds here before I start pushing in on him. I'm going to push in now. I'm feeling we are pretty good. We have so many more points than he has. I'm going to go ahead and give a huge chunk of an attack here. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw up a handshake here because I feel like this is a pretty solid victory for us. It happened a little bit faster than I expected, but definitely it went really well. I was really concerned about dropping down to a 7% attack, and boy, am I surprised how much of a difference that really made for us. So thank you so much to King DM as well as Green Biscuit for giving me that extra push to do a lower attack, because that definitely made a big difference on this battle here, and something that you should be paying attention to as well when you do 1v1 battles yourself. Now, Vinny was higher up in points and lost all the way down to 18.8, and we have grown from 17.9 to 22.1. So little bits of growth at a time, and since he had a higher amount of points than we did, we gained significantly more points than we would if he was the same level or lower than us. So definitely a great battle there. We're going to jump on out and play it one more here. Of course, if you are enjoying this content, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any more of this 1v1 series I have going on, ultimately trying to be a better player myself, as well as encourage you to be a better player. And we're into another one in the new European map. So before, this general area would have been the best place to go, and it still is a pretty darn good area, but boy, look at all this landmass down here in Africa now. I'm going to go ahead and still go up here, and we're going to hope that it works out for the best. Jump down to 25%, expand, watching our tick bar up here as we always do. And my keyboard is working this time. Oh my goodness, that was frustrating in the last one. And we just want to expand as always at the halfway mark on the tick bar so that we can finish expanding by the time we get to the 10th tick, so we get paid out our income bonus. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we're definitely going to be working on making smaller attacks to bots. So now as we're starting to get closed up, I'm lowering my attack here, and I am going to reinforce my attack to get as much of this free space as I can. I'm lowering down to about 7%. I'm going to reinforce that one more time. And we got some pretty good border gore going on here, and I love it. We're waiting for the 55-second mark, and we do have an elite member that we're going up against here. I'm going to go a little bit early just so that I can get this guy while he's weak. And then we'll go ahead and make the squeeze here. Grab up some of these smaller bots. And now that we're getting above the 1 minute mark, I'm definitely going to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm going to assume that since the person that we're going up against is a part of the elite clan, that he probably has a little bit of an indication of what he's doing. That's of course not for sure, but you know, definitely a lot of elite players are very good and skillful players. So I'm not gonna play it as though he's a noob. I'm gonna play it as though he is a skillful player. We're definitely gonna work on cutting him off here as he tries to make his way around us. And that is basically what we need to do. We need to make sure that we are not letting him get through, and we need to do our best to cut him off from the northern end, because he is going to have lots of access on the south end. Now, if we're lucky, we'll be able to get around him and move on down south. Make sure that I'm still attacking bots up here. Let's see if we can get around him. Ooh, that's looking nice and good right there. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Go ahead and take over some of these bots. I just realized that my attack was a little bit on the high side. But we're going to go ahead and continue to truck on through here. We need to make sure that he has no opportunity to get up on the north side. And we're going to go ahead and just kind of work on these northern bots for now. I'm going to go ahead and try to send a ship here if I can. And we definitely have a whole lot more landmass than he has. It's only a matter of time before we are able to overcome him in points, but we are not that far ahead, so I can't get too cocky here. Doop, boop, boop, boop. And we are now starting to make it into Africa down below, which is going to give us our best opportunities here, but we can't let him cut us off, so I'm going to focus a little bit more on the south side here and just work on where I can. Now, I do have him pretty well cut off right now. We got a huge border with Colombia there. He does have more points than we have, and he is already starting to attack, but because I have significantly more land than he has, I'm not too worried about it at this point. I'm going to go ahead and let him continue to attack me while I just eat up the rest of these bots here. And unfortunately, Discord is not on streamer mode because we just got a notification there. And it does look like he did squeeze through there, but I don't think it's going to be enough to matter. I'm going to go ahead and build up my points here, get ready for some attacks to come on through. The good thing to be doing right now is you'll notice that pay attention to the tick bar there, I'm going to go ahead and attack him before the tick bar finishes up so that we can take the land away from him before he gets the income bonus. It's a really small amount that we would be able to benefit from there, but every little bit helps. I am waiting for one cycle to pass this time around. I have learned in the past that if you do it every single cycle, you will burn up too many of your points too quickly and give your opponent the advantage if they have enough landmass to work with. So we're just taking it little bits at a time here. And unfortunately, he's not having a good day with it. He's not too happy, as we can see in the corner here. He definitely gave it a real good shot. And if you happen to see this video, Mr. Elite Team, you definitely had a run for your money there. I thought for sure, well, I don't want to say I thought for sure. I thought there was going to be a pretty darn good chance of losing, honestly. And now it looks like he all-in'd into me, which was not the best move to make because he, if you noticed just a moment ago, he did have about as many points as I did. So there was a fighting chance for him. But nonetheless, I do want to congratulate you and just throw up a quick handshake before this game is over. Always respect your opponent, win or lose. You definitely put up a good fight, and if I was any slower, I definitely would have had a huge challenge. And, you definitely had a run for my money there. So thanks very much for playing with us today, Elite Team, and I look forward to seeing you on the battlefield again. So I definitely think that my position was a good one here. I feel like the more coastline that you have to deal with, because the Mr. Elite Team here did kind of go down into the Greece area, I believe. And the more coastline that you have to deal with, the more it limits your growth. Definitely having more space to grow, the better. And that is why I chose to go up in this general area rather than down in Africa, simply because even if I did get a really good growth in Africa, I would be quickly limited on my ability to grow just because of having to jump from a coastline or have a really squeezed out location. So definitely another great game there. I am unable to just immediately win at this point, so I do have to slowly take him out. So but some players like to play that way. There's no problem with that, and it's okay. You'll definitely do better in the future, team. Good job, good job. I'm gonna go ahead and give you, oops, I didn't mean to do that one. Handshake, there's the plus I was looking for. I'm sorry if I upset you. Oh my goodness, he had 158.3 points. Wow. Okay, so I was definitely right that he knew what he was doing. He has built up a large amount of points there, and I feel even more bad being the underdog, coming in with only 22.1 points for him to go up against there. He probably thought he had a pretty assured victory, but unfortunately for him, I have the skills to do what it takes, and I was able to do it on this particular game here. So yeah, there's not much more to say past that. Good effort once again, team, and I look forward to seeing you again. And oh my goodness, that did bring team down from 158.3 points down to 150.7, and we gained pretty much 7.6 points there because he was so much larger than us. It's worth noting that in the last game I only got, I think it was like 3 or 4 points, and then in this game I got 7, almost 8 points, and that has to do with when you're going up against people that are a higher level of points, you're going to gain more than if they are at your level or below your level. So good example on that here. And we're going to go ahead and jump out and do at least one more game, maybe 2. We'll see how long it takes. And of course, if you are enjoying this, make sure that you hit the like button. The more likes I see on a video, the more I know that that's the kind of content I should be working on. And luckily, it looks like we have the Black Arena coming up, one of my favorite maps. The White Arena and the Black Arena both are my favorite because it's just one big wide plain to work with. And according to Green Biscuit in his comment, when playing on the arena, it doesn't really matter where you go as long as you go for a place that has a lot of open space and you don't push yourself up into a corner. So right off the bat, right here in the center looks like a good spot. Over here could be a good spot. Over here could be a good spot. I'm thinking that right here looks like the best spot. And hopefully our opponent doesn't switch things up at the last moment here. And I'm feeling pretty good about that location there. Go ahead and expand the way that we normally would at 25%. Generally what I do then is I jump up to about 40% on my second expansion, go for about 45 on my third expansion, and then I'll jump up to just about 50%. I like to keep it just a little bit under 50%, and I will expand once per cycle until we start to get closed off. I don't want my last attack to be wasting too many points. We want to save those for later. But we definitely want to get as much land as we can here. Probably going to do just one more. I'm going to call that good for sure. We're going to drop down to about a 10% mark, and I'm going to reinforce this attack so that we can get the last little bits, and then we'll drop down to about 6-7% there, because that's been working out so well so far for us. Go ahead and just kind of take a sip of this little weak bot here, and we're pushing into the 55-second mark now, so I will go ahead and continue to push on into some bots. One thing that another top player recommended for me that we watch out for is we attack bots that have large borders with us. The more border that you have, the easier it will be to take over a bot. We are pushing into about 1 minute and 20 seconds now, so I'm definitely going to be quite a bit more aggressive on how quickly I'm attacking. I definitely want to get as much land as I can. At this point, I definitely want to be attacking 4, maybe 5 guys at once. It wouldn't be even that bad of an idea to attack 6 or 7, but you don't want to stretch yourself too thin, because if I end up meeting borders with Lawyer Fish over here and my points are too thin, then it'll give him an upper hand there. Although it does look like, although he is doing okay, he is not expanding super well, and his points aren't doing so great either. So I think that we're going to do fine on this battle, but we're going to kind of have to wait and see until we get a little bit closer. Look at that squeeze. I love those squeezes I'm getting up there. He is catching up on points as he's being a little bit more conservative, but I'm definitely being aggressive, because if we can maintain a large portion of land, then we'll definitely be able to, with a high interest rate, obtain more points. So right now I have top working out well for me. I'm just kind of cutting him off, and I'm going to go ahead and work a little bit more on cutting him off on the south end here, because we can't have him reaching around. I did accidentally push into another bot a second time there. Let me get that squeeze. Oh, that was close. Some of the bots are definitely a little bit stronger right now, but right now it's about making sure that we don't allow him to get too much land. Now our points are about double his right now. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of secure up some more points, but I guess I'm not going to, because he all-in'd to us. So I would have given him a handshake, but unfortunately he left the game too quickly there. And once again, we were, for the 3rd time in a row, going up against somebody who had more points than us. He was at 33.2 points, dropped down to 29.0. We were at 29.7 points and have now moved up to 33.9. So I'm going to go ahead and call that the wrap up for this episode here. I know it's a little bit shorter of an episode than I would normally do for this, but I really feel like 3 good wins there against 3 really good players. I think that we definitely have something worth putting out there into the world. So I want to thank you so much for being here with me. Before you click away from the video, I just want to let you know that we have an amazing Discord with wonderful members in it, mostly surrounding territorial.io. If you want to be a part of this great community, be sure to join our Discord. There's a link in the description below. Other than that, the normal, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you don't want to miss any more of this, and until next time, I hope that you all have a wonderful day or night or whatever time it is for you. Stay safe, my friends, and I will see you in the next one. Toodaloo.